All right, I'm Liran.
And I'm Gal.
AI changed my life. In the past few years, I've worked as software engineer, security researcher, and product manager, and I used AI for almost everything, from writing better software, more efficient, to doing proper market analysis, creating content for marketing, and patching some vulnerable code that I didn't see before. But when it comes to managing my financials, I'm still living in the Stone Age. I have to manually enter each of the DeFi protocols, see what yields have changed over time, somehow aggregate all this information, and then take a decision and act through their unique interface and confirm on my web wallet. That's why we built Edwin. Edwin is the layer that connects the AI assistants that help me so much with my favorite DeFi protocols, so you can act from within your favorite interface. So what's Def AI? So it's basically DeFi plus AI. DeFi has been a product market fit of crypto for years, and you would say it's one of the largest things that happened to crypto. And AI is upcoming and transforms so rapidly, and we have to merge them both. So we've seen in the crypto space many things that happen over the recent month since AI entered the space. We've seen a lot of agents starting from Truth Terminal that did some stuff autonomously on Twitter and engaging users. We see more agents that doing analysis of the market and explaining information about different tickers for the traders we have in the space. But we haven't seen anything quite suitable for DeFi yet. Not something that I can interact with and enjoy spending and doing investment with. So on the space today, if you look at DeFi, DeFi UX is clunky. I mean, for traders, we have pretty nice UX within the trading box or bots or the wallets. But for DeFi, it's a whole different game. Every DeFi protocol is very different from another, and you have to understand deeply what it means and what it does to take action and start earning yield, while on the TradFi you have pretty much clear interface, just deposit into your savings account and you start earning yield. We've seen emerging Def AI apps that appearing everywhere. They are usually a chat-based interface that you log in to their website or terminal, and then you interact with it as you would interact with ChatGPT. But when I talk to friends of mine and people who have been in the space for a long time, I see they are really like ChatGPT, and they give him usually the information to just copy the information from whatever they see on the protocol website, and then let ChatGPT and their agentic flow to do all the smarter stuff and all the analysis to take a decision, and then they go back and still do the manual operation. That's a big gap between what we've seen in innovation in the Def AI space to what's happening in the AI space in Web 2. We think the market is where the users are. Users are going to keep using Claude. They will keep using ChatGPT. This is the best agentic interfaces we have so far, and even the big companies gonna start and introduce their super smart assistants. So we envision a future where I just go, hey Siri, find me the best medium risk DeFi investment opportunity and do it for me. Because you're already connected to everything. You already know what I have in my wallet. It looks like this. This is the user asking the favorite interface Claude to do investment or the spare USDC in their wallet. The agent knows what is proper protocol to use because it's connected to Edwin behind the scenes, and then can actually execute a supply operation on Aave and explain the user what it did.
All right. So how is this built behind the scenes? So in the recent months, there's been a whole space of fragmentation in the entire AI agent space. And then you had all these different toolkits, all the different tooling and frameworks, and every company has their own. But the thing is that people have to rewrite a lot of code to build useful tools. And that's when Anthropic stepped in and they announced what's called MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. Or as you could think about it, it's basically UCBC for AI tooling. So you have a bunch of agents, and an agent really is just an LLM that can take action and can decide on its own what kind of actions can it do. So if instead of just having maybe in the normal code or a normal software, maybe you have some AI in, but the actions are already predetermined. But when it comes to agents, an agent thinks, it knows what actions can it take, and then it calls these actions. So these actions are called tools. So an agent can interact with the world only as good as the tools it has in its arsenal, right? So you need to have good tools for your agent to be able to do something meaningful, like create a file, like use a calculator, like check what's the time or the weather, or anything except for that. So you can go and you can write a bunch of amazing tools that offer deep insights or that offer advanced APIs, but then where do you plug them? You need to plug them to some agent, but you'd rather plug them to an agent people actually use, right? So your tools are good only if they reach users. So that's where, if you take your tool and you wrap it in MCP, you can think about it as you make it USB-C compatible, right? Like you turn it into something that every agent can use. That means that even the biggest agents, and that will be the one that's in your pocket, that, once all the big companies announce their own Apple Assistant or Alexa agent or something, and then all of these are going to support MCP, just like every laptop supports USB-C. And then they could all plug in your tool, right? So this is what we did with Edwin. From one side, we took Edwin and we connected it as a tool to a wide variety of DeFi protocols on different chains. So we support all EVM chains and Solana, and we have different, your favorite DeFi protocols here. We saw Aave in the demo, and there's many more supported. And on the other side, we've supported a different range of AI agent frameworks. So we supported a bunch of frameworks for developers. For example, we have LangChain and ElizaOS, which are some of the leading frameworks. And then we went ahead and we built Edwin inside the MCP context, which allows it to integrate with any major agent framework. This is example Claude, ChatGPT, and Grok, and basically every agent framework that is being built at the moment. Both of us come from a deep background in cybersecurity. So when we did this, we also made sure that the way Edwin accesses its wallets when using DeFi protocols is handled the most secure way that's known on the market. So we built this all in a highly restricted environment and whitelisted tool action capabilities. Into this, we've integrated the new state-of-the-art MCP protocols, which were announced just in the recent month, using OAuth integration to support all of the encryption and authentication that's being handled between Edwin and different AI agent frameworks. And also, we've made sure that the wallet that Edwin handles are self-custodial, and this is the first in the market to do this. So basically, when you use Edwin and you plug it into your Claude, Edwin asks you to sign the transaction that it generates, and then you sign your own transaction. So you bring your agentic platform from home, you bring Claude, you bring your wallet from home, which would be Phantom or MetaMask, and then Edwin takes care of the entire connection. It only asks you to sign the transaction, and it never sees any of your private information. It only helps you with translating your intentions from text into blockchain operations. So here we have a demo that shows how far can these capabilities take us. Right, so what we see here is a user using Claude and asks for some information about volumes for the Edwin token, and it asks also the Claude agent to go ahead and vibe code some platform where I can easily consume this information. So Claude goes ahead, it uses Edwin to reach for the information, to query some up-to-date data from the different sources that are integrated into Edwin. It does this, it goes ahead, it finds all the pool information, all the statistics, and then it vibe codes a dashboard that fits my needs and that would show it in a way that will be easy for me to understand. So that I can get a table with all the different pools, their APRs, where they deploy, their caps, etc. And as a user, I see this in the way that's easiest for me. The agent knows what I want, and it has the data behind the scenes. And because Edwin allows us to execute as well, I'm going ahead and I'm asking it also to add liquidity to the pool that I found that has the highest APR. And now the agent goes ahead, Claude goes ahead for me, and uses Edwin behind the scenes to interact with the liquidity pools, to add pools and generate yields for me. So I was basically just as a user, as I would use ChatGPT to find a recipe for a pizza, I'd use it to find the best information about some token and then also have it manage the operations for me. If you'd think about how people would manage their funds in a year or 2 years from now, or how it should be, this is what we have in mind. And this is all powered by Edwin. So we'd imagine a world where you have end users using their favorite agentic platform, which could be Siri, it could be ChatGPT, it could be anything that any of the big companies are building. These have a wide range of integrations because that's the way people would be interacting with the world, right? You would be, instead of opening a browser or the apps, you'd just be talking with your personal assistant that's with you every day. And you'd be using it to browse the web. You could be using it to connect into operations like on the cloud, or if it's on your computer, you'd be using it to open files and create some folders and vibe some code for you and stuff like that. And you'd be using it to interact with the blockchain. So that's where Edwin comes in. It just plugs in into every major AI assistant or every major agentic framework. And it connects you to all the major DeFi protocols. So your funds and your investments can be managed from whichever platform you're using. And Edwin works for you no matter where you're coming from. You can always switch behind the scenes. So we're building this in a future-forward state of mind. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really cool tech. But what about the market? So currently, the interface of crypto is wallets. So you have your custodial wallets. They usually store your private keys for you. But what their main revenue is the operations they do for you. So if you're familiar with the details, like they take a nice fee from the swaps, and that's the main source of revenue for the wallets. And what we are looking at is the same, first is the same capabilities, but extended to DeFi. So this is DeFi Llama main page. The total TVL is 100 billion from today. And the DEX volume is 6.1 billion. Swaps are competing for the DEX volume. And currently, DeFi protocols are competing for TVL and taking some of the yields that user make as profit. But being the interface allows us to guide the user to the correct DeFi protocol they need. So it's a combination of being actually valuable DeFi protocol and being connected to the interface and allowing the user to come to you, to invite the user to you. Currently, there is no a lot of deep DeFi integration into wallets, and that's because it's pretty complex. As we told, like how can you integrate DeFi in a click of a button? Sometimes you have like the stake feature inside of wallets, but you didn't see anything more complex than that. But having AI interfaces can really simplify everything and bring what we like to measure is the DeFi volume, like how much DeFi operations are going through my infrastructure. And I don't really care about whether it's the ChatGPT interface, Claude interface, or any type of AI agents that is running and managing user positions. We as an infrastructure layer, we want to wrap this volume and interact with the DeFi protocols and capture some of that. And of course, this TVL of DeFi is only going to grow very rapidly in the upcoming years. So Edwin is kind of a baby project. We launched it 3 months ago. We have a tremendous growth in the users, like in the builders side, and now we are exploring more on the user side. It's a community-based driven project. We launched it, we went to market very quickly, and we launched a token with it, that also doing pretty well and provide the community some skin in the game. And from here, we just move forward. So we have the active Telegram community and Discord community, where people either build or use Edwin for their investment or agents. And you are welcome to check out the website and maybe join the community or talk to us anytime, or find in your favorite AI interface. Thank you.
Thank you.